Hey there, Melaminah here. Welcome back to My Bikini Competition Journey. This is episode number 40. 40 already. Episode number 40, FODMAPs finally explained. Finally, I know. You may not have been waiting for this episode as long as I have, but I have been waiting and telling you over and over again that I was going to do this one, and so I'm finally glad that I'm finally able to roll this one out. So, also, I got a new ring light for Christmas. I mentioned that in a previous episode, and I'm still kind of tinkering with it and tinkering with like directions and like how to, like where to set it up and all that fun stuff. So bear with me as I continue to mess around with that and see what we come up with. So anyways, let's dive into today's episode, which is FODMAPs finally explained. So FODMAPs, I've been on a low FODMAPs diet for a while now as a way to troubleshoot some of the GI issues that I've been having. So let's talk about what the heck that is. So FODMAPs stands for fermentable, oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols. So basically, all of those things are types of carbohydrates that can cause discomfort during digestion. So I'm reading my notes. That's why I'm kind of looking down a lot. But anyways, my little cheat sheet here. Eating a folks who might benefit from eating a low FODMAPs diet are those who are experiencing GI issues, anyone who has IBS or irritable bowel syndrome, whether it's been diagnosed or not. I mean, in order for it to be irritable bowel syndrome formally, that has to be diagnosed. But if you're having any kind of like digestive discomfort or anything like that, a low FODMAPs diet might be good for you. And then anyone who is experiencing gas, abdominal bloating, cramping, diarrhea, specifically after eating carbohydrates, you might benefit from a low FODMAPs diet as well. So while there is a blood test and skin tests that you can do to determine if you have an allergy to a food, so an allergy would be like you go into anaphylaxis where you can't breathe, or if you get, I know a lot of folks when they eat something that they're allergic to, they get like an itchy throat or something like that. That would be an allergy where you're actually having a food allergy. Food sensitivities are completely different. So food sensitivities can cause things like gas and bloating and digestive issues and whatnot. So allergies can too, but they do definitely fall into like two different categories. So there are blood tests and skin tests that you can do to determine if you have a food allergy, but that won't necessarily tell you if you just have a sensitivity to a food. So unfortunately, there's really no good scientific way to go about testing for a food sensitivity other than elimination. So basically the gold standard would be to eliminate all the foods that you think you have an issue with and then slowly start to add those back in and start with like small portions and build up and keep a journal and basically just kind of see how you do. And that is unfortunately the most scientific way we have to determine whether or not someone has a food sensitivity. So, so again, that protocol would be eliminating all the foods that you might have an issue with. And then there are some categories that are just kind of inherently problematic. So things that are inherently inflammatory, like dairy, eggs, beans to an extent they're gas causing. Other things that would be inflammatory are like gluten would be inflammatory. So stuff like that. You would eliminate and then keep them out for 2 to 6 weeks and then you could start to reintroduce them one at a time. So this can be a really long process too. It's simple if you say like, yeah, when I eat strawberries, I feel a certain way or whatever, then you can just eliminate the one thing, leave it out for 2 to 6 weeks, see how you feel, and then slowly start to reintroduce it. And if you have an issue, okay, yeah, then you have a sensitivity to strawberries. But if you're not really sure like what the cause is and you have to eliminate huge categories of foods, it can be a long process to add them back in and then determine what the issue is. So let's kind of run through this a little more deeply. So again, FODMAPs stands for Fermentable, Oligosaccharides, Disaccharides, Monosaccharides, and Polyols. So what the heck does that mean as far as actual food groups? So FODMAP containing carbohydrates would be things like lactose, fructose, polyols, fructans, and galactans. So we'll go a little deeper into each one of those too. So lactose, I think most of us are familiar with lactose. That's a protein that's found in milk. So milk and dairy products specifically from animals. So animal milk, yogurt, ice cream, ricotta cheese would be lactose. Fructose is a carbohydrate that is found in fruits. So it's not inherently bad, but it can cause inflammation. So fructose is found in fruit juices, honey, high fructose corn syrup, which we all know is bad for us anyways, and then agave syrup. And then polyols are found in some fruits and vegetables, and these might be in sugar-free things like gums, mints, and some medicines. So if you were to look at a food label, sometimes these are called sugar alcohols, but they might also be labeled things like sorbitol, xylitol, maltitol, mannitol, isomalt, erythritol. I have a hard time with that one. And hydrogenated starches and hydrosolates. So if you were to read a food label and saw any of those, that's the category that it would fall into. And then the next category would be fructans, which is found in wheat, rye, and barley, and then galactans, which are found in beans and lentils. So here are 5 quick tips for eating a low FODMAP diet. So the first one would be to eliminate processed foods and instead eat as much whole food as possible. So rather than having chicken nuggets, you would have like an actual chicken breast, whatever. Number 2 would be to eliminate lactose, so AKA dairy from animal sources. So instead, try to choose lactose-free options like almond milk or coconut milk or hemp milk. Number 3 would be to eliminate gluten, wheat, barley, and rye, and instead choose gluten-free breads, cereals, crackers, and pasta. Corn, millet, oats, quinoa, rice, and sourdough are also great options as they are gluten, wheat, rye free. So, what was I going to say about, because so many people have discovered that they have a gluten sensitivity, eating gluten-free has gotten a lot easier. Definitely. I remember even definitely 10 years ago when someone said that they were gluten-free, it was like practically impossible for them to eat a gluten-free version of something. So it has gotten a lot easier to find those options in more recent years. Tip number 4 for eating a low FODMAPs diet would be to eliminate cruciferous vegetables like artichokes, asparagus, broccoli sprouts, cauliflower, garlic, onions. Did I say broccoli? Oh, I left broccoli off the list, but definitely broccoli. So these are really like gas very gassy causing vegetables. Consider, another trick is if you are going to eat some of these, well, first of all, if you're really strictly trying to do low FODMAP, you would eliminate them. If you're even other vegetables, it's better to cook them a little bit. Steaming is the best. It's really, vegetables that can be, in general, can be really hard on our digestive system. So lightly cooking them, lightly steaming them, warming them up a bit really helps the digestive process. And then, lightly steamed is best. Helps the aid in the digestive process. It says so right here. And then finally, number 5 for eating a low FODMAP diet would be to eliminate beans and soy. So instead choose animal sources of protein. But if you're vegetarian or vegan, you can do things like edamame, small amounts of lentils. I think lentils fall into the galactan. Yeah, lentils are a galactan, so definitely keeping the amount small. And then tempeh and firm tofu would be better options if you're trying to eat vegan or vegetarian. So I have been researching this for quite some time, and before I went to my GI doctor, it was really difficult to find good resources online for like what to eat, what not to eat. But happily, when I did go see this doctor, she gave me a really great handout, and I'll share that with you. It's from the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, and their handout is very clear. Like, it breaks it down into like what it is. It spells out what FODMAP is again, what it means. It breaks it down into the different categories, and then it gives this beautiful chart of eat this, don't eat this. Like, it's very clear, and I love it a lot. So I'm going to share that with you. I think we're going to put the photos in, but I'll see if I can do a link in the show notes. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but we'll figure it out. There's also a link, wexnermedical.osu.edu. So I'll definitely put that in the show notes. So far, low FODMAP has been working really well for me. But my understanding is that this is not a long-term solution. We as human beings should be able to eat a wide variety of fruits and vegetables and legumes and just, food, whole foods in general. So the trick is to be able to slowly introduce these foods back into my diet. Hopefully be able to pin down if what the thing is that I'm sensitive to, and then maybe permanently eliminate that. Hopefully it's not gigantic chunks of food groups, but we have not started that process yet. So so I have an appointment with my doctor tomorrow. As I'm recording this, it'll be tomorrow, and I'll see what she says. So let's see, what else did I have? Yeah, I've seen a huge improvement in my symptoms since starting low FODMAP. So much less, hardly at all, like any gas, bloating, discomfort. I am still having this interesting thing where as soon as I eat, it looks like I have a food baby. So if I don't eat in the morning, or like before I have breakfast in the morning, my stomach is pretty flat, I feel fine. And then like as soon as I eat, I look like my abdomen is kind of swollen, but it doesn't have that like pressure feeling. It just feels full and swollen. So I still don't know what that's all about. It's really discouraging. I'm busting my butt to look good and get stronger, and I am getting stronger, but the look good part is, in my opinion, still like lacking a little bit. So I'm a little anxious to talk to my doctor about that and see if we can figure out what's going on, which is what this part of the journey has been all about. So I don't know when we're going to start reintroducing foods, hopefully soon. But I do have a follow-up with my doctor tomorrow, and I am looking to get information on 3 things. one, what might be causing this. Hopefully she has an idea by now. Number two, I have not gotten the results back from my endoscopy yet, so I'm hoping that she has those results. And number three, I need to ask her like what my next steps are, because I'm not exactly sure where we go from here. So yeah, that is FODMAP. And that is the diet that I have been following so far. And I hope that that gives some clarity into what the heck I have been talking about lately. And I'm sorry it took me so long to get to this video. Of course, there is a little bit of a disclaimer. I am not a medical doctor. So if you're experiencing some or all of the symptoms that I've been having, or if you're having any GI discomfort or issues, be sure to speak with your doctor before starting, stopping, or changing your nutrition routine or switching to something else. So definitely get the advice of a medical professional if you're having some problems. So yeah, thank you so much for following along with my bikini competition journey. I hope that you found this episode useful and interesting. Be sure to like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Be sure to share this with anyone who might find it valuable. I do drop a new video every Friday for Fitness Friday, so when you hit that subscribe button, you will get notifications. And sometimes I do one-off videos as well, and you'll get notified of that too. So anyways, thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!